that real. This that real. This that real.
They don't wanna see you win it. They rather see me lose it. Closing up my mouth in confusion. It's contusion. Rather see me contusion.
Tell me what's your plan. I can't trust no man. They lie all the time. That be limit. And yes, she fine. We land at 9. Tell them get in line. I'm still inside.
Fit the shoes. Everybody knows.
Speed it up.
No, what you should be singing, speed up my beam.
Wow.
Turned up like Tina.
She got you there.
Wow. You know what?
I'm the #1 fan. So
I'm just going to interject this real quick because I got to shout out my man for coming through the studio today, coming through Fit the Shoe, and just grinding as usual. The guy we got on the show today is a pilot, dope photographer from the Tri-Cities, videographer. The guy owns a trucking business, and he's 19.
Yeah, 19. This last month.
Who's
19.
messing with that? Who's messing with that?
That's supposed to mean like you're BSing.
Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. We haven't even said who this is. This is Mikaels Sant.
Yes, sir.
Mikaels Sant, a.k.a. Meek, a.k.a. Mikael the photographer in the building.
How's it going? You already know. Pompeii's photographer.
In the flesh.
Other people's photographer.
How did you even get into photography? How did that
Honestly, when I was like 15, and I just not graduated. I just got over my freshman year of high school, and so then I was at Best Buy, and I was like, I really want to just get a camera because I could make money on the side, and I always loved taking photos. And we were literally going to go to Lake Chelan because my dad always has this like meetings in Lake Chelan, so we go all the time after school gets done. And so I was like, dude, I can go there, practice and whatnot, and like literally just hang out. And so went there, took photos, and then I had friends just start hitting me up like, hey, take my photos. And then they're like, how much do you charge? And I was like, oh, I'm already at that point. Like, I really like...
So you just used the GoPro?
No. This was when I got my DSLR. So I got my actual
point.
official camera, which is a Canon T6i. First camera. And my brother had the T3i. So it was like funny because like...
I have the same one.
So...
Yeah, it's like the starter.
Yeah, like the little starter kit. And so
Yeah.
it's funny because like... I really only did like a few free shoots, and I was like my first like official shoot with somebody. I actually like made money, which is like crazy.
And that's what you were saying. You're like, how did I get to this point already?
Yeah, and I wasn't even like like tripping out really. I was like,
how old were
this
you?
is cool. I was 15.
When I was younger, I wanted to jump in. And she's into photography. She's had her...
Yeah, in high school, I took a
photography
photography class, and I took theater too, and those two were kind of hand in hand. But in photography class, they taught us how to use like Adobe Bit 56, like specifically, and then it was like downloaded on everyone's computer.
Yeah, the old Adobe platform.
Yeah, and I learned like every single angle, like
editing,
patterns,
Photoshop.
and like when you go to take pictures,
like upgraded clip art on steroids.
Yeah, basically, like the best version, like
Sure.
the version that the school wants you to use.
The one that makes you want to throw your head against a wall sometimes.
See, I didn't have the luxury of an elective such as photography. They was trying to help me graduate. Boy, they're like, hey, look, this ain't looking good. You better take 2 math classes this year. That was my high school.
Yeah, I'll be real. I've never so actually before I got into photography and videography that same year when I was a freshman, I was like really into modeling and wanting to get into acting. But like I always got fed up with like how like because I did like a few modeling gigs and I just was like really awkward. I was like, but then I met that photographer. I was like, yeah, I've been thinking of getting into it, and I just like after talking to him, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a camera. And it's funny because like 2 months later, I ended up getting a camera, and obviously my brother kind of helped me. Fall in love with taking photos and the art of it, and then But like I've never taken a photography class. I've watched videos like several different YouTubers like Peter McKinnon, Potato Jet, different equipment people and YouTubers that do photography and stuff, and I think that was kind of like my gateway into getting. Then another guy that I know, Andrew Optics on Instagram. He's super filthy when it comes to like a telephoto lens, and actually that's the telephoto lens we shot with back in I think it was February, right?
Yes, sir. Here's my question, Meek. I'm sorry, I'm not even trying to. Here's my question: where does all the ambition come from? Right?
Because that's not the only thing.
Yeah, that's
that
not
he's working on.
That's not the only thing you're working on. You're so passionate about it, but I see that same passion in you when it comes to your trucking business, or when it comes to your
pilot.
You flying airplanes.
So like
we're definitely gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I guess like with the ambition part where I come from. I mean, my dad was a hustler. I mean, he was working when I was born. I mean, we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment with 2 kids. Otherwise, my little sister wasn't born yet. But I mean, we were like on food stamps and stuff. He was working like, I think like 3 jobs while full-time school, becoming a lawyer. So, I mean, that's kind of like,
Oh, that's
I
gas.
guess that's,
That
he
is
was
the
hustling.
hustle.
And then my mom, I mean, she had her own little like one-on-one daycare where she would like watch like either a group of kids or just like one kid. So, and then would pretty much help raise them. And because she was a nurse in Europe, because my mom's an immigrant from Finland. So, my dad met her out there. I bet it's
I think you're setting. I think you're breaking new mold.
Yeah.
Hustle. Like, come on. I get that they was hustling, but would they have said that at their age, at 20 and 19, they was hustling as hard as you are right now? I don't think so.
No, I've never had that
That's nutty.
conversation.
Yeah.
But like, I also don't compare myself to like that because like I tried to,
You heard that here, mom and dad.
No,
Ain't no comparison.
no, I meant it as like they do different things, and my dad's super passionate about like law and stuff, and I'm like really passionate about like photography, and I'm real estate, trucking, like we talked about. I mean, I started my real estate LLC this year as well.
Nice,
and then working on a few software projects, and getting into NFTs and crypto investments, like stuff like that.
There you go.
So I just like, I know like it's a lot, and I even will be real, like it's hard sometimes juggling all of it because like a lot of people don't know I also do like landscaping, which I'm actually in the process of selling that business right now because I'm way too slammed, and I want to because I'm trying to make a lot more room for videography aspect of doing the visual stuff and owning a visual arts business, because I actually have my partner Alberto out in Portland, and we own Two Perspective Visual Arts, me and him, and we had all these plans before COVID. Then COVID put us on, and we both got super busy with our own thing. And so now we're reconnecting. And in 2022, we're going to be going to Japan and doing like our personal our personal brand images,
like back in the old days.
Oh yeah,
God, leave one
but
way.
yeah. So it's definitely a lot of stuff going on, and just I'm trying to break everything down because like my rule of thumb is 5 and 5s, 5 hobbies, 5 businesses, and so. What I kind of like is like my business, visual arts.
That's interesting.
Trucking,
a lot.
Software, and then real estate and those type of services, and then the other one leave it for technology, crypto, stock, whatever other company or investment that ever comes in. There's multiple. It was landscaping, but I'm selling that business, and I might dribble into like some solar and eventually like different things. Like I said, and it's cool because you can kind of like with what I do. And my idea is like I can kind of intertwine everything kind of together and make it all work with my schedule and my time. Like I said though, like I'm still like it's hard because a lot of people want to shoot music videos, and then like working on this trucking has been super stressful because it's like got a bunch of videos you got to edit too. So
is that something? Because earlier you mentioned you have 5 hobbies and 5
businesses.
Yeah. So the trucking company is one of the is under one of the businesses, or would you really just say like it started off as a hobby, I liked it, and then it became a business?
Honestly, it's more of it was always a business to me. Like same with like real estate. I think photography and videography was really the only thing that I can say is like a straight up hobby and a business, just because.
So what else is in the hobby category? And you skate, which we still have an issue about.
Again, so he skydives. He's the behind the scenes in Star Wars.
I've never skydived actually, even though I'm a pilot. But I would say flying is in the big hobby area, and with Sant Lines Logistics, that's my company name, Sant Lines LLC. I plan on getting into air freight eventually. Probably get a little parcel caravan and start hauling like packages and stuff.
There you go. So, unless you're hired to fly some sort of jet for some really great rapper at some point.
Wow.
Where would you meet someone on such short notice?
I mean, to be honest, like I don't think I could ever work for anybody. Like I could do work for people. Like if I had
it's time to walk out that back door.
No. like for instance, like if you're like, hey, let's do a shoot. Obviously, I'm gonna do it. It's not like that. But I'm saying like I couldn't
be hired full time. Yeah. And we had this conversation. Yeah. You remember that?
Exactly.
We were at Chick-fil-A, and I asked them. If someone came up to you and offered you X amount, I don't know what the number.
I think it was 10 million.
10 million.
10 million. Yeah.
10 million to work full time for them to do whatever. I think it was. I don't know what it was. Maybe let's just say it was.
I think it was flying.
Okay, you'd be their pilot. 10 million. He said depends on how long the term is, which is crazy.
It was photography. It was because you're saying if you were a photographer,
full time photographer.
And I said, how long was the term? Because if someone's going to pay me $10 million for 2 years, I mean, but it depends how much service they need. And like, because from my standpoint is, even though I might not be a multi-million air, and in 2 years, I still think that there's like a big concept of, hey, if something happens in those 2 years that makes me more money, but because I signed this contract, I'm limited now. Like, I guess that I would
You lost out on an opportunity to
yeah, and I would rather be that person that could be like, hey, I can help you when I can, and be that guy. That's what's dope about owning a business. It's on your schedule. I can accept and deny clients whenever I want. For photography, I've never actually denied anybody of, shooting or whatnot.
Sure.
But like, if I can fit it in, what I mean by that is, if I can fit it in my schedule, I'm 100% going to shoot with you, and if it works for me. And I think that's like what a lot of people overlook when they're like, especially with like what I think about with artists and record deals, is I was watching this guy talk about how like the future of record deals and like artist management, and just kind of like because I'm interested in music business as well. Just like, because I work with I would say like 60 to 70% of my clients are artists for the most part. At least in Seattle, it's probably close to like 90%. And so, or some type of model, artist, or actor, or, producer, et cetera, et cetera. And like, just a lot of them are like, they're willing to stay independent for a longer period of time because of that. But at the same time, I'm like, if the contract's good and it benefits you, then yeah, do it. Like, obviously, if I hit a point in my life where I needed to work for somebody, I'm going to swallow my pride and work for somebody else.
Sure.
I should.
If it makes sense. Though,
yeah,
right?
I should
Because
probably.
there's some people who also have the mindset, like, if they were offered $10 million to do whatever they like to do in the 2-year time frame, some people would take the opportunity because they don't see the potential that they could honestly
or what
build.
Else they could
build more.
Sure. And I think I've even grown more into the perspective of what he's saying at this point, just because you have to wait, you have to, but that's the interesting thing about, I think, the way that you handle these things is, in my experience, I have to hit my head a certain amount of times in order to understand why something that makes sense. I won't even agree that water's water until I've had enough liquor. Yeah. You feel me? And I'm hungover. I'm like, okay, now I see the importance behind it. That's just how I learned. Yeah. But it's interesting that this hustle, the birth of this hustle, it just comes from such a pure place. There's something I want to speak into conversationally.
And I just want to point this out. I want to say this earlier, that a lot of times we take traits from our parents, and you mentioned that both of your parents are hustlers, like your dad, the mega hustler, and the mom's a hustler. But it's crazy because, like, I could say my parents were hustlers in some manner because they were both working when I was born, and my grandma raised me.
Very good point.
But did I become as hard as a hustler at the age of 18?
Sure.
Yeah. Everyone has their certain things.
Hold on. I'm going to hit you. I got to hit you with some random questions because we're... Oh, yeah? Yeah, I want to hit you with a couple random things. I just want to hear what your thoughts are on it. Okay. If you could shoot a music video anywhere with any budget, where would it be? And with who?
So that's a pretty hard question. If it was any budget, like, what I want to do really is like shoot, probably like go to Antarctica or like Greenland or like Iceland for sure, and then also like hit up like the Bahamas, like so like tropical and cold, like not necessarily the same music video, but maybe like a series. Sure. And then like somewhere that's great, like honestly like Mount Everest, like something crazy, like just so you can like. Actually, okay. Let me reiterate this. If anything, any possibility, if money could buy, like on like probably like Elon Musk's like spaceship or Jeff Bezos's spaceship, to shoot in like zero gravity on like those planes, and like be in zero gravity, and then at the same time on that same video, like go to like somewhere like Antarctica or like somewhere crazy like Iceland, and like and conceptualize, I guess, like shooting on like a different planet almost. I think that'd be nice.
Is there someone that you've always wanted to? Like, take a picture, like someone you look up to, like a celebrity or something.
Of course, I'd probably say like The Weeknd is like one of my favorite artists.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah,
I would never guess.
So The Weeknd, I love R&B. The Weeknd, and then also like honestly, like if I'm being real, like I would love to, like if Michael Jackson was still alive, I'd love to shoot with like Michael Jackson, hands down. Yeah. And then if it was an actor though, sounds crazy, but like Shia LaBeouf. Love that dude.
Okay, I feel like I don't know Meek at all.
Well, we got the holes.
Okay.
Just do
Transformers,
it.
Transformers, holes. I mean, dude, and Shia LaBeouf's just
don't
like,
you start
crazy.
Quoting Shia LaBeouf movies and themes now. He's a legend. I like him. I like the way he progressed. Have you seen? I'm not even gonna go there. I think he's dope. I think he kind of got Kanye'd a little in the industry.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, but anyway, man. Hey, you know what? Honestly, if you could let the people know where to find you from a business perspective, social medias, it was Yeah, let them know.
Hey yo, I mean, yeah, you can find me pretty much everywhere as Mikael the photographer. That's on TikTok, that's on Instagram, that's on Facebook is Mikael Sant, my name, Mikael, and the last name Sant, SANNT. And that's me pretty much everywhere else. So yeah, if you guys honestly anybody wants to be interested in aviation, trucking, business, photography, you need photo shoots, you know who to come through.
There you go. Now, I'm the middleman, so I want my percentage.
Oh yeah, gotta get Pompeiii his. I don't remember signing a contract for that.
Yeah.
Hey, but thank you guys for having me.
Show off. He said too much. All right, so no, man, it was absolutely dope having you for sure. Thank you for coming through and
of course,
and representing the shoe culture. Anything?
No, yeah, I really appreciated learning more about you. I really got to know who you are. I actually didn't, first of all, I wouldn't have guessed The Weeknd, Michael Jackson, or Shia LaBeouf, so all of that was surprising.
Look at the three complete. Well, okay, Michael Jackson and The Weeknd have some similarity with like just like style, but like Shia LaBeouf and The Weeknd, yeah, I know it's far fetched. So
it was, overall, I really enjoyed learning more about you. And yeah.
I appreciate you guys having me on, and always a pleasure to shoot with you guys, doing your shoots and photos, you know. So gotta shout out them, you know, Pompeiii and Riley Culture. Almost butchered that name because I want to say like Crystal and then Riley, but like Crystal, you know. Anyways,
it's getting real bad.